Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I will be talking about creative and critical thinking in the debate. Let me first focus on the creative side of things. When I was approached about this topic, the first thing that came to my mind is going back 35, maybe even 40 years ago when I was at university, and I did attend a debate, and the person that was presenting one argument opened. First of all, the debate was about freedom of the seas. This is international law about whether we can navigate the seas freely or can countries stop and disrupt trade and travel on the seas. So this person opened the debate with, when you go home tonight, after you finish brushing your teeth, turn on your tap and see the water flowing out. And then, very quickly, grab the water. And when you look at your hand and see that there is no water there, then you will understand the problem that that team faces today. And everyone that was sitting there, it was a long day at uni, and they were all looking quite bored. But when this guy opened with that, they stood up because, what's this guy talking about? Brushing teeth and turning on the water. So they started to pay attention. And after this guy said that, and that is the problem that these guys face today, they got really worked up, and so everyone came alive. So this was a creative opening. Unfortunately, this guy then started to quote about freedom of the seas, and he started to read. And it was quite a long quote. And that was a mistake because then it became a little bit boring because he was reading a long quote. But still, it was a good opening. And I'm happy to say that I was the debater. I was the one that was doing that. That's why I can remember very clearly. So that's a creative opening. You can use it at the beginning or any time during the debate. To make a debate interesting, there's nothing wrong with putting in a little joke, if you like, because people like to be entertained. People like to laugh. And so a joke, something which makes them laugh, can be memorable and can serve your cause, serve the point of view. You can also bring in analogies, if you like, because people see things very clearly when you have an analogy. So, for example, if you're debating about the freedom of the seas, you can say, look, if you have a bath with still stagnant water, in the end, it will turn brown, mosquitoes will breed in there, it will be smelly in the end. But if it was free and flowing, then we have clear, pristine water. So another analogy which you can see in your mind. You can use simple quotes. Again, it's in a creative way. So, be the change you want to see in the world. Very famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi. You can use that if it's appropriate, and the audience, the judges will remember. So that's creativity, creative opening, analogies, using simple quotes to, of course, to back up your argument. Critical thinking. When it comes to critical thinking, it is good that you have one point of view, but also to consider the opposite side's point of view, because then you know what their counter argument might be. And so you can have ways to deal with that. Keep your arguments simple rather than complex, because there is a lot of information going around and simple ideas work. If the idea is too complex, the judges, the audience might find it hard to grapple with. So that is one thing to look at. So, another thing you can do when it comes to critical thinking is to focus on the opponent's mistakes, the things they are obviously going to say, and you can work out some counter arguments as to what their weaknesses might be. Also, when you're doing a debate, you will need to do a certain amount of research. So not everything that is written is true. There is a lot of stuff. I know we do a lot of research on Google, on the web. There's a lot of information out there. There is a lot of fake stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff which is just not true or not 100% true. So you really need to be very discerning about what you find on the web. I use Wikipedia a lot because I know there are a lot of inputs from many different editors. So that information tends to be quite reliable. Printed books tend to be quite reliable because it goes through an editing process. Usually a reputable publisher will publish information. But anyone, anywhere can publish anything on the web. So it can be full of lies. So you do need to be very careful with the information you find on the web. Also, do not rely so strongly on statistics. Yes, some statistics is good, but too much of it can overwhelm the audience, overwhelm the judges. So that's basically all I have to say on creative and critical thinking in the debate. I wish you best of luck today, and thank you very much.